For over 6 years, I took antidepressants every single day to battle some of the worst depression that you could ever imagine. But eventually, this medication only made me feel worse in a completely different type of way. But I'm also going to tell you and reveal how I was able to actually beat this depression 100% naturally without medication. And this all started when I was in 8th grade, and suddenly I kind of came home from school one day, and I remember walking into my room and feeling like there was something wrong. And I felt horrible. And it was, in the best way that I could describe it, one of the worst feelings of dread and anguish that I could ever feel at that age. And I just, the best way I could describe what I wanted to do was I just wanted to go to sleep and not die, because I wasn't suicidal, but I just wanted to go to sleep and be unconscious. Because when I would wake up every day, I would be horribly, horribly depressed. And so eventually I told my parents about this, and we went and saw a doctor, and the doctor told me that I have depression and a little bit of anxiety as well. And this was pretty difficult for me because I kind of felt like something was wrong with me. They said it in such a way that it felt like there was almost like something mentally wrong with me. Like I had an illness. And so because of that, they gave me medication to battle the illness. And I took the medication. And in about 2 weeks, I started feeling better. I stopped feeling depressed. But after a few years of taking this, so years have gone by and I've been on this medication, I started to notice that the medication made me feel not no longer depressed, but I also started to realize I wasn't feeling happy either. Like, I wasn't feeling sad, but I also wasn't feeling happy. I wasn't feeling anything. I felt numb. And I realized that this feeling of numbness that the antidepressants caused was way worse than any negative emotions that I ever felt. I hated feeling numb more than depressed. So I made the decision to stop taking them. And I realized after not taking them, some of the depression kind of started to come back, some of the anxiety as well, but I started just telling myself that feeling negative emotions is better than not feeling anything. And it's because, and I came to this conclusion after I threw away my medication, that humans are meant to feel all sorts of emotions. That's the whole point of being alive, is that you're feeling tons of things. Life is a roller coaster. So you're going to feel happy sometimes, and you're also going to feel depressed sometimes too. And another thing is, when you feel depressed, the happiness that you eventually will feel is euphoric, because you know what being depressed is like. But that's another thing. When I was numb on antidepressants, I was never depressed, and I think that's what caused me to never be happy, because there is no good without the bad, and there is no bad without the good. You need both. It's a relationship. And so because I never felt bad when I was on the antidepressants, I never felt good either. And that's the numbness I'm talking about. And so over time, even though I stopped taking the medication, the depression actually started to go away for me naturally without being medicated, because I stopped giving these negative emotions power. I stopped ruminating over the fact that I was depressed and anxious, because I started to understand that these emotions aren't necessarily wrong, like a lot of the medical professionals will tell you. There's nothing wrong with feeling depressed. Sure, it doesn't feel good, but that's kind of goes back to the thing where it's like, feeling depressed is part of being a human. Therefore, there's not anything wrong with it. You just need to learn how to deal with it naturally, like humans should. There wasn't medication back in the caveman days. There just wasn't. They just worked hard and lived life and understood that it was just another emotion. Just like being excited or being, kind of nervous for something, or being sort of tired. All these emotions are all just emotions. There's nothing wrong with depression. So you need to understand that feeling depressed is normal, and everyone feels it at times, And you have to stop giving it power, because all that these negative emotions mean is that you're alive and you're breathing. And keeping that in mind is what helped me battle depression and anxiety naturally after throwing away my medication. That's how I did it. Thank you for watching.